how often do you find truth about the supernatural? It's true. I'm not making this up. It really, really, really happened. Please, help him. Somebody. He was my friend.
Ooh, I have a ghost story for you today, and I want to share it with you all, and I hope that you'll share with me your ghost stories as well, and maybe we could start a YouTube tag, my real life ghost story tag. But you could also talk about anything supernatural. I love to hear these stories. This is a true story that I want to share with you. And you might not believe me. It's pretty unbelievable. I'm sure a lot of people won't believe me. But I swear on my life, it's true. I've seen ghosts a few times in my life. But this is the biggest one that I have. And I thought I'd tell you this story wearing my vampire makeup look. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you want to know how to do this makeup look, you just have to follow the link that I'm going to post down below to the Vampire Diaries makeup tutorial. And it's a little bit different this time because I put more red and I'm wearing false eyelashes as well on the tops. So it's a bit different, and I'm wearing red lips. I'm just wearing the Innisfree number 6 glossy lip lacquer, and I mix some black eyeshadow in it as well to even make it even darker for this video. And I don't think that most people would believe me if I told it, but I'm gonna tell it anyway, and then believe me if you want to, but I swear on my life this is true. This happened. Okay, when I was 7, I moved to 25 Strong Court, apartment 103. It's an apartment building in an area of Toronto, and it's very near Jane and Finch. I'm from the hood. But anyway, I moved there when I was 7 years old, and at that time, my brother was just a little baby, and my sister wasn't born yet. But I just moved in there. I started playing with my Barbies, and in that house, I just felt really different as a child. I felt like I was constantly being watched, and sometimes I'd be home alone watching TV, and I would just feel really strongly that someone's eyes are on me. Like someone's watching me. And you know, you get that feeling and you turn and you look and you're home alone. You don't think anyone's there. So you look and then you turn back. There was someone there. Look again and they're gone. It was a boy. Maybe 18 years old. I'm guessing here. I don't know. To a little girl, he seemed just like a big guy, you know. He had no real color. I would guess that he was blonde. And I guess around 18 years old. I've seen him a few times in that apartment and in the same kind of scenario, except for one time when I was 11, I was feeling really, really sick. I went to take a shower and I started to feel really dizzy and like I was going to faint in the shower. And I just got out, crawled to my bed, lay down, and I looked at the door, and there he was again in the opening, and this time he was laughing, but I couldn't hear him. I have never heard the sounds of ghosts. I could just see him, that he was laughing, but no sound was actually coming out of his mouth that I could hear. And so this continued. I got older and more weird stuff just kept happening. At night, not every day, but sometimes I would hear banging. I would hear drawers opening and closing. The cupboards, I would hear opening and closing of the cupboards, and just like rattling of, I don't know, the forks, spoons, stuff. And I was just terrified to get out of the bed, even if I had to pee so bad, and I would be like, no, I can't get out of the bed. I was just really scared to get out. I would just hide under the covers and be like, no, nothing's happening, everything's okay, continue. And I got older. My sister had some weird experiences. My brother kept telling me that he kept feeling water on his hands, or like water was dripping on him, but there was never any water dripping on him. And by the time I was 13, 14, something new started to happen. I got this new radio alarm clock thing, and it was beside my bed, and every morning at the same time I would start hearing knocking, as if someone was tapping on the radio. So I would hear this. And it would continue until I moved. If I moved and looked at the clock or anything, it would stop. But if I lay back down and tried to sleep again, it would start again. And it would just continue until I got up, as if to tell me, get up, you've got to get up, it's 9 o'clock, so why are you still in bed? So that's what would happen. And it happened even if the radio was unplugged. It had nothing to do with the radio. It happened almost every day it only happened actually when I didn't wake up at 9. So it had to happen. If I was awake before 9, it didn't happen. If it was 9 and I was still in bed, it would happen. So I don't know. But that creeped me out. But no, never mind. Nothing's going on here. I didn't freak out. I was just tried to forget about it and go on because I had to live in that house, in that apartment. We finally moved from that apartment when I was 17 years old, and we moved to Vaughan Thornhill area. And me, my brother and my sister got together, my parents weren't there, and we started talking, and we're like, and I could finally admit to them and to myself that there was a ghost in that apartment, because there was just too much going on to not believe that there was a ghost there. So I said to my brother, did you have any weird experiences there? And my brother would be like, yeah. And my sister would be like, yeah. What happened to you? So I told them my side of the story. Seeing the boy a few times, the bangs in the kitchen, the noises, the radio, and just always feeling like I was being watched. And also my experience with that one time in the bathroom and fainting. And yeah, I just always, especially in the walk-in closet, I felt like I wasn't alone. Even if you're alone, but you just feel like someone's watching you and you're not alone. Yeah, I felt that all the time. And my brother and sister said them as well. And so now I heard my brother's side of the story. My brother started to speak first, and he said, well, not only that, I always felt like there was water dripping on me, but this is my brother's experience. He had a favorite game, and I think it was Super Nintendo game, and we used to have Super Nintendo, and it was Super Metroid. Super Metroid was his favorite game. So he used to play it all the time, and I remember this. So he used to play Super Metroid all the time, and we had to share the TV. So it was really annoying because he would be playing all the time, and I couldn't watch my shows, I couldn't watch TV, I couldn't do anything, and I didn't like Super Metroid that much. So, and I would express that to him, and I really feel that the ghost was on my side, because one day I was kind of angry with him, and the next day his game disappeared, but I hadn't heard the full story from my brother, so my brother revealed to me the full story of what happened to his Super Metroid game. That night, after I had gotten mad at him, he had turned off the TV and turned off the game and went to bed. But in the middle of the night, he woke up because he heard the game. The game was on. So he thought, oh, maybe I forgot to turn off the TV. He went to the living room. The game was on and the TV was on. And Super Metroid was on the home screen, where you have to say game start, whatever. And so we thought, oh, maybe I forgot. He turned the game off. He took the controller out, rolled it up, put it away, turned the TV off, went back to bed. But he woke up again a few hours later. And this was scary because he could hear the game again. He went back into to the living room, and the game was on. And now he was scared. So he took out the game, put it in the cabinet next to the TV, turned off the game, turned off the TV, and went to bed and was like, not getting up again, that's it. He was able to sleep again, but he woke up again because guess what? He heard the game. It was playing again. But he was way too scared to do anything about it. He just stayed in bed at that point. Yeah, I would stay in bed too. I wouldn't have gotten up the second time. But the next day the game was gone. And we never saw it again. We moved, we cleaned, we looked for it. He got in a big fight with his friend. I think his name was Sunny. And they had, or Sun, I don't remember anymore. Sun, right? Right, Garrett? Tell me. And yeah, we never saw that game again. And my brother was really upset. And then I felt bad for him too. And some part of me felt guilty, like it was my fault. And then I got to hear my sister's stories of living in that apartment. Okay, so what happened was that my sister was so little. She's the youngest. She's 10 years younger than me. So she was little, and she used to have a favorite game, and it was a sing-along game on the computer, and I used to watch it with her. I used to sing with her, "My body lies over the ocean," you know, those kind of songs for kids. And she loved it. She loved singing along. And on the homepage there was a stage, and a kid would peek their head out and say, "Hi," or "How are you?" or something like that. So it was really cute. But my sister said that one day she was watching the game, and they said,
"You're a bad girl."
And that freaked her out. Of course, naturally, she was probably 5 or 6 at the time. And that's when she started to try to throw the game away. And she would not watch that game anymore. And I remember that. My mom tried to play it for her again. And she's like,
"No, I don't want it. I hate that game. Throw it away. I don't ever want to play that again."
And another thing happened. She would always be looking up because, of course, everyone's bigger than her. Even the door handles are higher than her. So whenever she would walk into her room, she would be looking up. She walked into the walk-in closet one day looking up and saw a boy hanging by his neck in the walk-in closet. And that terrified her, and she became terrified of the walk-in closet. And I do remember that she was scared of the walk-in closet. So that's my sister's side of the story. And my sister is probably the most sensitive person in our family. Yeah, that was scary. That would have been really scary. I would have been really scared if that were me too. Oh God, I'm so sorry for my sister. Well, my family has had a few experiences. Like me, if you think about me, my brother, and my sister, we've had a bunch of experiences with ghosts in our lives, or spirits, or something, even angels in our lives. All 3 of us in that apartment had experiences with the same ghost. It was the same boy, about 18 years old, probably blonde, though we can't really tell the color because he looks more like a shadow. I don't know how to explain how I see ghosts, or what they look like, but they did have legs, but I don't remember if he had feet, because I didn't really look down. I was focused on his face whenever I saw him. And the eyes are kind of, because he was always watching, and so I would just like look, I would see his eyes, and I imagined that he had light colored eyes, blonde hair, but I couldn't see color. But if you can imagine a black and white image, you can kind of tell that someone has light colored hair instead of dark colored hair. Because in a black and white image, light colored hair shows up grayer, and then dark colored hair looks black in black and white film, right? So that's why I think he's blonde. Then the next day, after this conversation with my brother and my sister, and we finally admitting to ourselves that apartment was haunted, I talked to my father and I said, we think that house was haunted. And he said, well, the people who lived there before us also thought that apartment was haunted, and that's why they moved out. And there was something about a boy hanging himself in the walk-in closet. Yeah. Apartment 103, 25 Stone Court, North York, Ontario, N3N 1P1. I remember the address. That was a really horrible experience that I had in my life, and I'll never ever forget it. But that's my experience, and if you had a ghost experience, please share. I would love to hear your experiences with the supernatural, even if it's not a ghost, but anything, an angel, a fairy. I have stories about those things too, but this is my tag to you for YouTube. My real life ghost experience tag. Please share, and I would love to hear stories from you about ghosts or anything supernatural, in fact. And now there's a record of this for everyone and for me and for my family as well, of these true things happening so that no one ever forgets about them. I really hope that boy's okay. I really hope he's not. I really hope he's moved on, gone into the light. Please, boy, go into the light. Everybody pray. I don't know what to tell you. I emotionally kind of had some kind of bond with him, I feel, and now I'm not there anymore, and I think he's really lonely, honestly. I think he's lonely and angry. He's really, really angry, and that's why he did what he did to my sister and my brother. And he had become, I think, defensive of me, and that's why he did what he did to my sister, because the day before he kind of scared her with the computer game, with the sing-along game. I'm sure that was his doing. I had gotten really angry with her because she had taken my Sailor Moon cards
and given them to her friends in elementary school. And I was so angry. I love Sailor Moon, and I was collecting those cards. And then it was after that he was like, "You are a very bad girl." And then I was mad with my brother for always playing Super Metroid and him not letting me watch TV or anything, like at all. And so that's why he got rid of the game. He kind of made it disappear. He was my friend. It's true. I'm not making this up. It really, really, really happened. Please, help him. Somebody. Pray for him. Make him go into the light. Why is he still in that apartment? Maybe he's gone now. Maybe he kind of like woke up and was like, "Oh, I can go into the light now. I can move on." But he's there. Poor guy. I wonder why he killed himself. Go into the light. Go into the light. Move on. You can go into the light. Follow the light. Or cross the bridge. Or pay the toll man. Yeah, I don't know. People say different things when they die, right? So, you can do it! I hope you liked this video. If you did, please click like and subscribe. Thank you.
Like I said, I'll tag below the makeup tutorial on how to do the vampire makeup look. I love doing that. Basically, I also put some white in there too to create more 3-dimension. So yeah, this is kind of a vampire doll look more because I put the fake eyelashes. I went bolder with the eyes, so more red.